Good morning, afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentle people. Welcome. Tonight we have two cracking matches coming up for you. First, Rambunctious Bears versus Cars the movie. Then, shortly after that, we got an Evo match coming at you, Finality versus McTeam. So we got at least 3 maps of Valorant content, probably about 2.5, 3 hours for you. So let's dive right in. Also, I just want to do a quick apology. There was a little bit of a delay at the start. Uh, bit of miscommunication between myself and the teams and vice versa. But now everyone's starting to jump into the lobby. So there'll be about 2 or 3 minutes before we get into the lobby, which is perfect because, as always, I try and do a little bit of research on my teams. And speaking of, let's jump into this match tonight. Also, shout out to everyone in chat. Thank you for tuning in. Hello to Logie. So you said hello in chat. So hope you all enjoy tonight's content for you from these matches. And well, Rambunctious Bears, they will be our first team tonight that we chat about. They were founded July this year, so they're a fairly new team on the block. However, they have made such a large impact here on the amateur league in the LPL. I've even seen on Twitter recently some people calling out Rambunctious Bears saying that they shouldn't be in amateur league. They should be fighting up in the legends, which is a huge compliment to this team. And someone else is sending me a friend request. If you hear sounds in the background, that's purely because people are getting into this lobby or all that stuff. So ignore that. So you can see where I'm coming from. But they've made a large impact. They are currently sitting first on the scoreboard. They had a huge win where they took down Starboys, New Science, Miracle, Julius, Team Kick It, Cars the Movie. Yeah, that's right, we got a rematch tonight. Then they went down to Hectic Habibs, who were sitting number 1 on the ladder at the time. However, since then, well, Rambunctious Bears took down Valley Girls and they've taken that first place off the ladder. Hectic Habib's no longer on the top. And they're not even on second. And why is that, you ask? Well, Cars the Movie has come along. And Cars the Movie has been, well, they're an interesting team. They're also first founded in July this year for the season. But these players are a mixed mash of players from so many different teams that have so much variety in the teams they've joined and the skill sets that they bring in. Ooh, it's a team you don't necessarily want to go up against. I mean, you have Apollo that was on Eshays, Phoenix, Sanguine, Gloom from straight out of the Zoo Academy, Kalishnikov from straight out of the Zoo. Then you've got other players from straight out of the Zoo Academy as well. You got guys from Paris, Shadownet, Fury. This team is scary. It's going to be very interesting to see how well they go and how well that they play because they're second on the ladder. They've had 6 wins and 2 losses. Unlike their opponents, Rambunctious Bears had 7 wins and 1 loss. Cars the Movie haven't been able to secure that extra win, so they're going to be fighting for that tonight. And, well, when they've won. I mean, you look at some of the people they went up against. They went 13-4, 13-1, and then when it comes closer to the end of the season, it started to go 13-4, 13-6, 13-10. They actually took down Hectic Habibs, which, well, their opponents couldn't do. So, Cars the Movie might have the upper hand because they feel a little bit comfortable. They could do what the Rambunctious Bears could not. Or will it be a different story here tonight? Do we know? I don't know. You'll just have to wait and see. As we have 9 out of the 10 players in the lobby. They're almost there. So, what are these teams playing for? Well, in the amateur league, you've got a prize pool of 1,500 cold hard cash dollars. I don't know, I just threw whatever I could out there. First place will take 350 of that. Second place, 250. Third, fourth, 200. And then 5th to 8th will be 125. So what happens is after week 8, the top 8 teams, I believe I heard somewhere that was maybe the top 16 teams last season, but I believe it's supposed to be top 8, will go into a playoff stage, a double elimination bracket, and the team that takes it out takes out the prize pool from there. And then there's regulations in the off season to move up between leagues and all that stuff if you really want to get there, so on and so forth. So that's what these teams are playing for. A little bit of cold hard cash, but most importantly, they want to be one of the best in Oceanic region. And, well, these two teams, they're prepared for it. They have players that are suited for the upper echelon of the Oceanic region. And they're all here ready tonight to give you guys a show. And the teams, well, they've chosen their map. They've chosen their sides. I need to fix my overlay. And then we will be... I'm going to allow that to your ear. We will be in our game. So let me just fix our overlays up. Who is attacking? First, we have The Rambunctious Bears will be our attackers for the night. Oh, we missed a name. Oh, there we go. Cool. So we're just waiting for the players to ready up, and once they're ready, we're good to go. Hope you enjoy the evening, because I know I will. And we got one ready. One team's ready. We're just waiting for the second team. Team's not readying up. Oh, we now have players offline. No. Okay, we were very close. Just as I kind of run out of the content that I have, we were so close to getting going. It's a little bit unfortunate there. But I guess we can still talk about the teams a little bit more. So, on the Rambunctious Bears lineup, you have Ancestor, Water. Well, actually, there's a few people. Who's playing tonight is Link's Ancestor, Genderbender, who I'm actually not too sure who is actually that character in the LPL side, Chopin, and Veals. Well, a few of these players have only been with Rambunctious Bears. Some of them have been playing for quite some while and played another team called Regiment Gaming. And Chopin, I believe he only came in about a week and a half ago. So I'm not too sure how many matches he's got underneath his belt. I think maybe 3 matches. So he's still fairly new to the team composition. Still fitting in, slotting on in there for Rambunctious Bears. So keep your eye on Chopin as he'll be wanting to make a name for himself in the night. And, well, on the other side, Cars the movie, I mentioned a lot of the teams they played for. So Apollo had been with Eshace, Phoenix, and Sanguine Gaming. He's been in the scene, at least the LPL competitive scene, since February this year, or January, sorry. Gloom, a lot of you do know Gloom from SOTS Academy. If you don't know what happened to SOTS, Straight Out of the Zoo, at least the Straight Out of the Zoo part got disbanded, and they got picked up by another esports. I can't remember what esports it was. I'm just going to do a quick Google. Oh, where is it? SOTS. I'm sure some of you in the chat know. I cannot remember what group picked up Straight Out of the Zoo. Legacy Esports. That's who it is. So Legacy Esports, they picked up Straight Out of the Zoo. And with that, Straight Out of the Zoo kind of disbanded, even though all the teams went over to Legacy Esports. The Academy kind of disbanded because there's no longer Academy, no longer Straight Out of the Zoos. So that's where Gloom is from. And he was also joined alongside with Sung Hoon, who unfortunately tonight, if you are hoping will be in the match, is not in the match tonight, so Sung Hoon will not be in here. Kalishkanov was in the Straight Out of the Zoos team from July to February, so he didn't make his way along with the Legacy Oceanic Esports, so he will be here tonight with Cars the movie. And then finally we have RX7, played ShadowNet for about 8 months, and then Vic played on a few teams. We missed a Brad, guys from Paris, I don't know. So he's been around since September. And, well, teams are ready. I'm ready. They asked me. Yes, I'm all. If you've been here, you know that I'm always happy when teams ask me if I'm ready, because I can get my overlays ready. And so, oh no. Oh no, don't do it. We might have a member that might need to go to the toilet. Come on. Kick on over, chat. Don't you say you need to go to the toilet and put us behind a little bit longer. I'm out of content here. I can't keep going. Where's your ready up? Well, I hope you're all doing good tonight, my friends. I hope you're doing wonderful. See, that chat is popping off. We somehow have 62 viewers. I'm always surprised when I get more than 10 viewers, which is great. Oceanic Scene, I do want to thank you guys. You have been fantastic. I hit over 500 followers on Twitch recently, which doesn't seem like a lot to some people. To me, it's not somewhere I thought I would be, so I'm really happy to see that. And yeah, I can only thank all you guys and women and people, general people. And we just got hit with 10,000 readies by one person. It's Kalashnikov. He threw out 10,000 readies, so now he's question marking everyone. There we go. We are good. We're ready. Everyone's good to go. Now he's spamming my name. We are in, my friends. We are loading and we are going over to Icebox. Ooh, if you know me, I love Icebox. I love Breeze. And also, I cannot wait for the new map for some more details. It looks absolutely ridiculous. We have defenders in the middle and attackers spawn either side of the map with ropes underneath the map. Ooh, I cannot wait at all for the new map. Because that's one of the things I love about Valorant is the kind of ridiculousness you can get on some of these maps. It's not always your standard tactical shooter Counter-Strike-esque maps. There's always a little bit of a quirk to each one, and I love that it kind of plays with the agent abilities and the character styles. And here we go. We're in. So let's have a look. We have someone getting timed out in chat. Thanks, Nightbot. I mean, you're a little mean, but cool. So on the attackers, the Rambunctious Bears will be going for your standard cookie cutter lineup, and it looks like your opponents are too, except there's one thing we see. We see a Sage going to be rocking on Cars the Movie. Icebox particularly is a very Sage-heavy map. It's where we're seeing a resurgence. A second most picked character. Oh, sorry.
Choose your agent.
Most picked map for Sage, first being Split, second comes Icebox, because it gives you such a great option to wall off the sites, get the safe plants down, and force your opponents to come against you, especially against the Vipers. And we're going to see, actually, a mirror matchup here. Both teams are going to be rocking your meta build. You've got your Sages for those protection of the spike punch. You've got your Vipers to initiate and create those openings. Otherwise, not really anyone else gives you except a Brim. And no one likes to play Brim anymore. And then your duelists are going to be favored as the Jett and Reyna. Jett #1 picked in all, not just Oceania, but globally. Jett is a 93% pick rate. So if you don't see a Jett, that's kind of not necessarily a concern, but it is, makes you think a little bit about it. Anyway, we are in it. Remember, this is the LPL Amateur lead on the leaderboards. Both these teams, your Rambunctious Bears, ranked 1, 7 wins, 1 loss. Cars the Movie, ranked 2, they've got 6 wins and 2 losses. Both these teams versus Hectic Habibs. Cars the Movie won, Rambunctious Bears did not. So, these teams are going to be evenly matched. It's going to be a strong firefight, and I'm so damn glad I get to bring it all to you guys here in chat as we are underway. And we've started off Rambunctious Bears. They're just going to have a little bit of a peek around the map. They're not going to get too aggressive. They're not going to try and push the A site consistently, which I've seen way too many times this week. I'm glad we get a little bit of variety in our teams. And it's now underway. Kalishkanov tries to get rid of the Aldrin, but he takes a few shots in return. The wall goes up and it solidifies before he can break it. So now he has to wait for the rest of his team to come in. They're going to be a little bit protective to make sure no one is watching them down here through mid. And now they're going to be coming on in. RX7 decides he's going to be on the lurk, so he's going to be out of action when they come for the fight. The Snakebite's going to try and push them off the angle a little bit. You've got Chopin, he's ready to pick off through. Beautiful shot, and he gets on out of there, but he's been revealed, so he's going to be able to pick off very shortly. Veal's making sure that the spike is not going to continue to be picked. Gender Bennett gets another kill as they're now starting to push on in. Apollo trying to stay alive, cannot do it as RX7 on the lurk, but he's making so much noise that Rambunctious Bears secure the first round. Now, moving into round 2. Rambunctious Bears took that quite comfortably. They only took 1 person death. Gonna feel pretty happy about that one coming in, and that's gonna leave the ultimate disadvantage a little bit for Cars, because obviously they didn't pick up any kills, they only get the death ultimates, and also feeling a little bit disappointed that maybe they couldn't get a little bit more funds coming in. And they're going to push the A site, whereas Cars the Movie decided to try out a little bit of a different approach. They've kind of cornered mid, but they're not going to be able to find anything. As the lead comes on out and the Owls are also falling on through, they're going to notice that the attackers come to the A site and they've already grabbed position. The work's going to be on Link, so he's going to keep an eye from behind. He'll be running into that Sage very shortly. And now they're coming up top, trying to find a little bit of an opening. And Lynx is going to be able to get the kill from the behind, so the lurker is already down, leaving Gloom, a Plaplo, and RX7. The last one's up. RX7 goes on down. They're still trying to find the shot. They finally get one. They get a second one. Nice right click there. Someone removed the right click from the game. Plaplo, unfortunately, unable to get the shot there with the Sheriff. And we might see Gloom going down without getting too much here. He's going to be cornered. Oh my god, that is disgusting. No, like I said, get rid of that right click. He's now got a Spectre. He's done a little bit of damage to his opponents, which is what you want to see in an eco round. How much more can he find? Not too much more, but it was surprisingly a lot better than what was expected. They'd lost early players, but they're able to turn it back around to grab 3. This starts to force them to pick up a little bit of weaponry or go on a semi-buy. You can see Japan has said, okay, let's do it. Let's buy up. But the rest of the team are kind of a little bit cautious about this. If they don't want to do this, they might be relying on Chopin to get the opening frags. If he doesn't, pick up his weapon and run with it. Whereas their opponents, a little bit harsh. Because they didn't get any funds in the first half and they used a lot of utility, they can't get a full armor set either. So they got to be careful here because they could get killed fairly easy if they're not careful. Over in mid, Lynx just trying to find a little bit of opening. He's got a team coming on with him. Chopin peeks on up, and with that extra firepower he managed to buy, does manage to secure his team a one-man advantage. So in the end, it works out well. Kalishnikov, my apologies, unfortunately cannot find the shots, and now he's being revealed. He knows there's some up in kitchen, and Vic's making a rotation. Lynx is going to be prepared for this. He's going to swing around the corner and just get instantly killed. That's another piece of firepower in Rambunctious Bears' lineup. And the Aldrone's behind the Viper. It comes in at the same time, giving a little bit of cover as they walk around that corner. A little bit scary there that the Aldrone went a little bit further, but it ended up well. Now, Aplo is going to have a little bit of peek on the outside. He's going to have that support coming from his Gloom. Is now supporting it. Kalishnikov wants to try and shut that down. He does a little bit of damage. Gender Bender gives away the position. They haven't been able to shut him down. He somehow gets away with under 20 hit points. What is this? Now, Chopin is going to be the man that initiates and takes the engagement. He's keeping an eye onto that wall. Viper's going to be ready. Chopin gets a beautiful spray through the smoke. The wall comes on down. He gets taken out. But Gloom's the last one left. He's going to get hit with the snake bite. He runs around and gets killed on the flank.
Gun here.
Was the movie unable to break Rambunctious Bears? Rambunctious Bears getting themselves some free weapons, and they're going to be bringing in that economy. So even if they lose here, they still got another 2 rounds behind them where they can continually buy. So it's on to Cars the Movie to how they want to play this. And, well, they've decided, let's pull out some marshals. Remember, marshals against full armor is not a one-shot kill unless it is a headshot. No chest, no arms, no feet. This isn't a early eco round, pistol round. It is going to need to land the marks. Ooh, an RX-7. He almost gets it. There we go. The chest shot, not able to kill, but there's the headshot. That's what you want to see. But he gets taken out by Lynx. He wasn't expecting that little rotation up through that little hut. I'm actually not too sure what that's called. I call it outpost. It's a nest. Okay. A little bit obvious. So Aplo now has pushed far back. The resurrection comes on in, so they're going to keep that weapon and they're going to get Ancestor's capability of the Empress if required. With the Leah coming out, it allows them to push up a little bit further, a little bit safer. But Chopin, he didn't care. He was already so far up, he had controlled the space. So maybe a little bit of utility wasted there, but Chopin's now prepared. He's in a location ready to take anyone that comes down from heaven. The wall goes on up. They're still trying to break through that wall. And they've left off Chopin past the wall behind the box. So if they do come at it, he's going to be there for the judge. And look at him. He falls on down, and there it is. The judge. And the marshals are coming out all over the place. They're just taking shots time and time again. They're trying to get rid of that Viper. They only get 1. So that's 1 snake bite that's been used. No more that are left. They're still trying to find more. Veals has got some shock darts, going to do a little bit of damage. Lynx still able to find kills, even standing back and taking a little bit of damage. Lynx rotates over the top and he gets taken out. It's going to be Veals against Kalishnikov, and Veals peeks it. He didn't trust it, and he was rightful so there. He picks up another kill. So that was a great execution by Rambunctious Bear, getting that early return frag against RX-7, who was doing quite well at that site. Got a beautiful headshot, but Resurrection swung the favor into a one-man advantage for Rambunctious Bears. And then their coordination of where to put players on the A site destroyed Cars the Movie. They didn't suspect the judge to be hiding underneath there. They thought they had a free run. As we saw, well, that was ended up being partially the undoing, and oh my god, Chopin! Where are we going? He gets a kill, Gender Bender gets another, and I can't even find anyone to even get some action. I look at every wrong person possible on the map. So, Cars the Movie are going to start making their way through the mid, but they only got 3 players here, and this was a buy round. It's not really going to be effective, so I wouldn't be surprised if they don't try to take this fight to their opponents. But it looks like they want to. They want to get on in there. They're checking up. You see the head and a beautiful shot from Vic. He's taking a little bit of damage. He's still got some. Ooh, he almost gets caught with that ultimate, not ultimate, the orb out and running. Gender Banner is waiting. They peek him from the top as he was expecting below. Good coordination and teamwork coming out there as Veals is waiting. He hears the defuse. He gets one. He gets the spray. Leaving up to Vic to deal with the rest of the team. He's got 3. He's going to have to get an ace here if he wants to win it. But the snake bites are delaying time and time again. Lynx ends up getting the kill. And that, again, is the 5th round in a row. Cars the Movie struggling to deal with Rambunctious' Bears offense. And it looks like they're going to be trying something a little bit different here. They're going to get Kalishnikov. I don't know why I'm adding an extra K in there. It looks like he's going to prepare to set up some utility over the A site. So far, they haven't really done this. They've been obviously using your wipe as the anchor of B site, which is kind of standard. But now they've brought him on over. They're hoping he can even find something, but he's been spotted out. So they know this utility is going to be here, and they're already going to continue to go against that. And RX7 opens up with the first kill of the round. This is going to be good for Cars the Movie, and they don't have any resurrection. But they get a return frag, and this seems to be the case for Rambunctious Bears. They always get the return frag. Got 2 coming up from behind with the site 3 where Lynx opens it up. But Apple and Gloom, they're now coming on in. On the lurk. Chopin gets taken out by Aplo. The dagger is more than enough to deal with that operator. And they've got 2 more to find. The pit goes on down. Ansys going to retreat. Aplo was hoping someone was standing up top there, but no one is quite up on generator. We're going to sitting a little bit further back. Gloom. He's been given the operator from Aplo. Now their chance of going on in. Gloom trying to be the opening frag from Aplo's only got 2 shots left of those daggers. They're waiting. They're taking a lot of time. Aplo goes on in, but he gets killed. And that's the end of the round. You can't do much more here. And he will go down. Another bit of pain being dished out to Cars the Movie. They're going to have a full buy at least. You're gonna get... Actually, I feel like there might be some utility shortages here. No, it looks like everyone's got their utility. A little surprised there. Oh, Reyna is missing one of her Devour Orbs. Actually, what is that even called? Soul Harvest. One of her souls. I guess that will work. But other than that, they've got a fairly standard loadout. They've got enough. They've also got an operator. But up against Rambunctious Bears, is it enough? So far, they have proven time and time again that Rambunctious Bears, they don't care what you've got. They'll deal with you every single time. And this time, the execution comes over the B site. They're going to be up against Kalishnikov and his wall. That's wall's fallen. RX7 has decided to use that Empress. He's got to be careful here. Half of it has already elapsed. As now the wall comes on in. It's going on out. The Lear's going to miss out because that wall's already been prepared. And now RX7 is trying to find that kill. He's got about 10 seconds left for the Empress. He wants to try and find a kill and a Devour. Apo gets a beautiful kill in the background. They're still hiding behind this wall. They're letting the operator peek. And Kalishnikov is coming out, doing a little bit of support fire there. The Empress has now fallen, so the Empress not getting any value there except to destroy a wall as the rotation comes over to the A side. And, well, Vic's already here prepared. He's only got a heal, though. He's used all his utility over the B side defense. Now he's waiting. The recon bolt comes on in. He's letting his team know the transition's coming on in. He sees one. He gets sprayed, but he can't transit it over to the Ancestor. He will go down. It's 4 versus 3, so it's still in favor of Cars the Movie. And we got the Hunter's Fury coming off. It collides, collects, and it carries Rambunctious Bear's Ancestor to his death. Veals, however, is going to be able to get that down, take very minimal damage from the shock darts, but he's going to get sprayed down. You've got switched character. There we go. Lynx being able to find the one player behind him. Now Aplo's got to wait for this, and he gets it. There we go. He's feeling comfortable about that one. So, I do apologize if I can't get the camera to the action at the right time. It's one of the pains of production, casting. Trying to make sure you get to the camera at the right time. But with that, after the movie, they finally secure themselves a round 1. They got many more rounds to go here on Icebox. Rambunctious Bears. Looking at their funds, you would suspect them to have a little bit more than what they do. Cars the movie, over the last few rounds, has been continuing to deplete Rambunctious Bears' funds each time they win. And eventually, those lost bonuses is going to keep you in the round until you start picking them up. So it's going to be a must-win round for Cars the movie, not only to secure some momentum, but to keep their funds alive. And ooh, he pops around. Chopin, no help at all in that engagement. Good flick from Apple there to secure that one. And the resurrection's there. Will he go for a re-challenge? He's got the operator, and he wants to. He's going for round 2, my friends. Boxing ring coming on out. Apple has changed locations, keeping an eye on towards Nest. We might not see anything go on there. The operator's going to see the relocation. At least see the location from X7 and know no one's sitting up on top of Catwalk.
Here.
Apple's like, hey, someone's going to come out of here. I can just feel it in my bones. And a peek comes on out, and Apple gets it. No more gender bender. Gender bender's down. RX7's also down from the counter operator. And at the moment, it's just an operator battle between these two teams. Chopin's going to be keeping an eye out from behind him as they're very worried about a lurk. Aplo, my friend, that updraft did not quite do what you expected to. And now they're going to back off. They've got a Hunter's Fury, and they've got Snake Bites. And that arrow says, well, we're going to delay this as long as possible. He's waiting. He's holding. They hear the defuse. The Hunter's Fury also comes out at the same time. So they're stacking here. Oh, the operator goes down. Aplo is able to manage to find one. He's going to be up against Chopin, but who takes the shot here? They're just eyeing each other off. They're taking each other's time. And Aplo gets it 2 times in a row. But now he's all alone. The rest of his team's gone, done and dusted. He's the last one left. He's going to try and go for the defuse. There's only 1 point left. He might get it. He's running on in. He gets it and he runs. He shouldn't be able to get away here. But he does. Aplo secures the round for Cars the movie. No way in hell that should have been the case. Rambunctious Bears, they had a Hunter's Fury. They had 2 Snake Bites. But Aplo says, I am going to get you. And he only got there because he had the support to get that first tick on the spike. And then he held his own up above. Whew, what a round. That was the movie, especially Aplo. Gonna be feeling happy about that one. And now we're going to see a little bit of a different approach from Rambunctious Bears. They're coming down the middle. They're going to be coming up against Vic very shortly. Chopin does get the kills, but he takes a lot of damage, but it will get healed up instantly. So that's going to be at least one positive as Gloom's going to come over the top. RX7 is thinking about going on in there. He does move on in. He's very deep. They haven't punished him yet. He gets leered up, but he does finally get punished by Chopin. That was a very aggressive location. And you didn't have the backup because everyone's playing in these very defensive locations. And now they're starting to make their way towards the B sites. They're going to try and hit that A site again. They're really worried about where Aplo is hiding. They're going to guess that Aplo's over the A site, but he's towards the middle. So it's going to give him a little bit of quicker time to rotate, but Kalishnikov is just out of here. He's got the information. Now it's up to Aplo and Gloom to be able to do with that information what they can. But when you have 2 Snake Bites, you have... Okay, you don't have a Sova anymore, but Snake Bite should be more than enough. It doesn't even look like they care too much about using the lineups for it. They're just keeping an eye on all directions to make sure that they don't lose anything here. If they do, it's going to be a little bit harder to keep buying into these rounds. Aplo's hoping to find someone standing out of position, a little bit aggressive. And we're going to switch over to Chopin because he's the one that's going to be in that case. Gloom, he's like, okay, I hear someone outside. Keep an eye on it. Aplo, keep an eye on that direction. He's not going to find anything. Now, Rambunctious Bears, they're on the hunt. They don't want to leave them to survive, to get away with these shenanigans. They will. They'll hide. They'll make it through. They bring a Phantom and an Operator. And, well, we've seen the Operator on Aplo work before. Turn the tides of the round. So at least that they can bring it through. So I do want to thank you all for tuning in tonight. I'm with Cars the Movie vs Rambunctious Bears. Rambunctious Bears sitting on number 1. Cars the Movie is number 2 in our amateur ladder. And I still can't believe we got 76 viewers, so welcome to you all. It's glad to have you all on board with us here as we watch round 10 and Rambunctious Bears. Oh, actually, Bloom getting into a very aggressive location here. He's got the help, but he's going to get taken out by Chopin. Chopin isn't going to deal with any of that. They're going to back on out. They don't want to be, they're careful. They're wary of Aplo and Klishkinov. He's got the ghost. He's hiding. He's trying to be one at the way with it, and he doesn't get it. He got a nice clip, but not enough to deal with that full armor. As now they're coming onto the B side, the plank goes on down. Recon comes out, it's going to scan Vic.
Spike planted.
And they know at least the Sage is back here, ready to fight. Chopin's also here. He's going to miss the shot, however, but he's going to hold that. It's going to pretty much force Vic off the angle. And it gets him straight through the wall. You do not play with Chopin. He will deal with you. Good little kill coming up from behind. They're trying to get that weapon, but they're also going to try and lock that down so he can't get it. Lynx gets a beautiful shot. So does Chopin, leaving just an RX-7. He does have an Empress, but how far can he get with that? He gets one kill. He sees another. He sees one up top. Oh my god, he got at least two. Some beautiful shots there. But Rambunctious Bears, they had the bodies, and they will end up with the kills. I just want to point out, Lynx, he's got 2 deaths. We're 10 rounds in and only 2 deaths. That's phenomenal. He's just not going down. Also, what the hell is up with the spam in chat? You guys are ridiculous. Keep it clean. If I see it not go clean, I'm throwing some bans out. Hope I don't have to do that. The Jenna Ben is going to be going on. Oh, Aplo! He looked away at the wrong moment and misses 2 of the daggers, and now he doesn't have much left. He's been spotted, but he retreats. So at least he lives to survive another day. And Chopin, where the hell did you get that one from? Oh, they're trying to come up from behind. I didn't even notice that on the map.
Spike planted.
So the attack from behind completely fizzles. As they were prepared, they were sitting so far back. Apple is looking for it. Chopin's just going to be dashing away. He's enjoying his happiness and keeping his back of the lines completely
Last
safe.
round before the switch.
And now there's this large scoreline difference between Rambunctious Bears and Cars the movie at the moment. 7 rounds, about to be 10. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's about to be 8. I can't count. If Cars the movie cannot salvage this round, they, however, do not have the greatest of buyers. So they're going to be trying to play a little bit with their opponent's minds. Klishkinov, he's got the Guardian, hoping to find something down long. Oh, he saw Chopin. He's like, nope, I am not dealing with this. He's going to retreat, get back to safety, and hope that he gets some support. He's going to throw out the Viper's Pit. That should give him a little bit of chance to work around what that Viper, not Viper, what Chopin can do. Boom. He's getting so aggressive here. He's pushing on up, but he might get spotted out. The wall's going to protect him, however, as Gloom is still holding. Apo gets killed in the background with the Martian.
Get out of my
Oh my
way.
god. I'm keeping an eye on here, and as soon as I look away, I bet something's going to happen. As they're now going to push on in. Chopin gets first kills on Klishkin. The wall falls. He gets all the daggers. Everyone's dead. Well, Reyna, he's all the way over the A side. He is expecting to be something on the A side, maybe a little bit of a fake, but Rambunctious Bears, they don't need to fake. When their team play is this on points, you don't need to go for any of that style. And get the spike down, get the kill, and you're done. You're dusted.
You will not kill my allies.
Switching
But
sides.
do remember, Icebox is a 52% favored map. Very minuscule, I know, but that means there's a 4% difference. Rambunctious Bears had a fantastic offense. We saw earlier this week on this channel, on another amateur league game, that a team was down by 7 when they were on defense. They pulled it back to bring it into overtime, and they went overtime 3, I believe. So this is not done and dusted by Cars the movie. They're on the offense here, but they need to win this pistol round. If they don't win this, well, my friends, it's going to be nigh impossible. I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. I don't want to be the Grim Reaper of the match predictions, but they need this pistol round. Otherwise, it could be absolutely disastrous. So, How's the movie? They're going to take it a little bit slow. They're going to be coming up against Veals. Veals is going to be the one keeping an eye down mid, but they're going to sneak their way past. And Gender Bender is going to have to hold the lines. He's got the wall out, and he's so lucky not to have been punished. They all peeked up at the same time, but they couldn't land their shots. He only took a couple of points of damage. The armor helping him out there. And they've blocked their point of attack off. Now they're going to have to rethink their plan, and their plan's back to the A side. They're going to try and see what they can open up over here, and, well, we can see Ancestor is going to be the single line of defense, as Chopin was rotating over to the B side, which potentially was going to be the hit if they made their way into Kitchen. Ancestor's holding. He's waiting. He's got the help coming on in. He's going to look. Kalishnikov is going to be waiting to fight. He's already hiding around the corner. And they're going to check it, but Kalishnikov doesn't care. He will swing. He will swap his crosshair and put it on to auto hacks. And he gets the kill. Ancestor's a little bit unhappy about that one. And now the fights are still going on. Vic finds himself one. Can't find the kill. He doesn't have a heal ready. He's going to turn around and find a few shots onto Gender Bender. Rambunctious Bears have taken so much damage. And they need to get in here on the defuse. Apple is going to be waiting for Gender Bender to swing. Gender Bender does eventually swing, and Vic picks up the kill. They see the head of one up on defender side of Ness. XM is going down low. They're still trying to find Veals. Veals goes down, and well, Cars the movie. This is how you started. Mater has picked them up and brought them back onto the track. And they're going to be prepared to continue their assault. Continue for that checkered flag. They're a lap or two down against Rambunctious Bears, and they're hoping to put a little bit of a pit maneuver on Rambunctious Bears. Maybe pop a wheel. Make them go through the pit lane so they can catch back up. And this, my friends, is how you start it.
Here.
Rambunctious Bears have decided that they're going to stack B-side. They're hoping that Cars the movie goes over here. Appo's going to be the first line of defense. He sees one swinging. He still sees the swing. They're still trying to fight. He can't find it. He still suspects someone's behind there. Kalishnikov. Appo. He wants to find the kill. He's gone high. The drone's going to come on in. It finds Ancestor underneath here, and Ancestor tries to deal with the drone, but he's going to get killed. Gender Bender, he's going to swing. He's going to get killed as well by Vic. Vic is just cleaning up their opponents at the moment as they're trying to get it in, but Veals finally starts to put a little bit of a halt to that pressure. Kalishnikov's going to be coming up from behind as Veals needs to continue to hold onto the side. He's going to back off with very low hit points. He can't get healed up by his teammates. And then we go, Kalishnikov on the work, gets the triple. And there we go. Cars the movie. They've secured the 2 rounds, but they're up against Rambunctious Bears. Rambunctious Bears does have their full lineup. Now they've got their cores out. They had their palms. They're playing patty cakes with Cars the movie. Now they have a weapon. I'm not too sure what I said in chat, but I'm seeing people talk about cucumbers, pickle ricks. I don't know what I've done. Vic is going to be up against Chopin. Chopin's got the weapon here. He's got the advantage. He's going to try and retreat. He tries to back on Alf, but RX7 cannot find the trade. Unfortunate there, because he's going to be able to get back, get healed up a little bit, and go for another fight another day. Veals thinking about getting some information for the team. They're still waiting. The drone is out, and that's where you'll start to see the arrow come out very shortly. There we go. Hits the roof. Oh, it's like shot dark. Planting for default. But no one to default. Appo's holding. He's got the Marshal. We've seen him do this before.
Here.
Chopin's going to be peeking. Oh, he sees the foot. He flicks. But Chopin was already out of there. Kalishnikov comes around the corner. He's got the Bulldog. Cannot find the head of his opponent. But Chopin is now here. And he's prepared to hold. He will hold harder than... I was going to say... what is it? Mordor? But I was thinking of Hodor. Now they're starting to make their way towards A side again. 27 seconds. They're going to have to make their way onto side. Otherwise, it's going to be a rushed effort. And that's where it starts to fall apart. Ancestor gets one and quickly dismisses away. He's going to be able to keep alive. Bloom trying to fight up, but it's not going to work. Rambunctious Bears' firepower is just too strong at the moment. Apple is trying to do whatever he can. And RX7 was on the lurk. But because the time was running out, they had to push in before he was ready. And with this, he's going to die. Gender Bender and Ancestor are prepared. And that's what happens if you take too long. You have to engage. You have to force the engage in an unfavorable situation. Because you wanted RX-7 to come from behind, but he couldn't get there in time. And in the end, it ends up being partially the reason why they lose that round.
Here.
But it definitely didn't help them. As round 16 has approached us, and Rambunctious Bears are 2 points away. But continuing to hold their title as number 1 on the Amateur League scoreboard.
There they are.
I believe with this win, they could probably even secure themselves a top 8 position, even 3 weeks out of the final week of the tournament. Chopin and Gloom. Oh no! Chopin! That's so unfortunate. Gloom! Hit your shots! Thank you. And Vic's going to go down in mid lane. As now Genderbetter's going to try to help out his teammate. Going to be holding links. He hears a little bit of shots, a little bit of distractions coming on out. But feels holding his weight, and he's not going to fall prey to that quick rotation as of yet, as they still suspect something might be coming to the A site. But they don't have any way of getting some knowledge. Oh, as he pulls out the recon dart, he almost gets punished. Glishkanov does a little bit of damage. They throw out the pit. So now the pit is out.
Spike
And
planted.
Ancestor. Oh, Feels! He gets one. And he gets behind cover. They've now gathered themselves a one-man advantage up against their opponents. Aplo is coming in from high, getting prepared to set up in center stage. As Ancestor is still sitting back here. Veals is trying to find the location out. He's not going to see anyone. He doesn't even see Klishkinov. As Genderbend is coming on in, he's got one hit point, he gets the shot. Aplo's the last one left. The wall goes on down, but Genderbend is there to pick up the third. He's starting to pick up some kills, and Rambunctious Bears gets themselves another round. Cars, the movie. They started to get on site. They started to get positioned, and they just couldn't hold it. Rambunctious Bears just mauled them to shreds. The French, you say? Here we go. Cars the movie. They're up against 8 match points. That is a mountain if I've ever seen one. And Cars the movie start clawing their way back in. Oh, Rambunctious Bears shut it down before Cars the movie can get any momentum going. So I guess this is one of the things about a best of one is, I don't know. I like best of ones because you see some unorthodox plays, but it's not always the true skill or test between these teams because you don't get time to get improved, start working out your opponent. And anyway, we're going to start getting back to it. So that thought's going to hold for a little bit longer. Lynx is trying to break on through. They did break at least a piece of war, I believe. But they didn't get any damage done to their opponents. On the other side, Chopin, he quickly comes around. Gloom, this time, is not going to get the best of Chopin. Chopin quickly dodges to the side and gets another kill. Rambunctious Bears finding kill after kill. Chopin comes around the corner, but that's all he's going to get. As now, Genderbend and Veals are coming on in. Genderbend gets one. Veals coming on the side. Genderbend gets a return frag for losing his teammate. They go up. Klishkinov gets it, but he gets return frag, and that's, my friends, is Rambunctious Bears taking this match 13-4 in a convincing fashion. Whew. Well, that's Rambunctious Bears. They never let go of the gas pedal. I mean, they jumped in a car. They took Cars the movie on in the speedway, and well, Cars the movie, they spun and crashed, and this time, you know, even Mater couldn't rescue Cars the movie, unfortunately. And holy wow, the first bloods. That's phenomenal. Chopin consistently finding the first bloods. In the end, there was only a 1 first blood person difference. It was 9 first bloods to Rambunctious Bears up against, 9 to Rambunctious Bears, 8 to Cars the movie. But in the end, Cars the movie couldn't really capitalize on the rounds that they did get the initial frags, and they ended up falling behind. The KDA, Chopin, absolute showstopper on his team, did a fantastic job there. So, thank you all for tuning in for that match, Rambunctious Bears versus Cars the movie. Rambunctious Bears are going to keep their first place on the ladder. I believe, I'll just have a quick look. Cars the movie, because they lost that match, they might be moving down. Yes, actually. Cars the movie, because they lost that match, should be moving down to about fifth place, fifth or sixth place, which means they're outside of, well, they're not second anymore. They don't have that buffer everyone else does. Rambunctious Bears, they should make into the top 8 in 3 weeks' time. And with the streak they're on, I can't see anyone toppling them except maybe Hectic Habibs again. But once again, like I mentioned, best of ones, it's very hard to determine the quality of two teams in a best of one scenario because you could just have an off match and that's it, you're done. Best of threes is really where it's at to really gauge their strengths, which we should see coming up to your playoffs in the knockout phases. You'll see a lot more of these teams going up against each other, so it should be well. Anyway, thank you all for tuning in. We have a Evolution series coming up next. That will be at 8 p.m. That is our two teams for the night of Finality versus McTeam. Finality is currently placed 1 in their Evo group, and then you've got McTeam placed 5th. So they're going to be trying to knock them off their throne and catch back up. Anyway, once again, I appreciate you all tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the cast. I hope you enjoyed the teams, and thank you for supporting Oceanic Valorant. It means a lot to these teams for your support. It means a lot to the scene knowing that we have a huge following, a lot of familiar faces, and once again, I want to thank you all for tuning in. Anyway, enough of that rambling. I'll get some music on shortly. Stay tuned for more Valorant action coming up in about 10 minutes. We're actually back a little bit early. We're going to have a small interview with Chopin. I might get some water in afterwards. And yeah, then we'll have our next game come up to. So it depends on how quick he hits me up in Discord. If he doesn't hit me up fast enough, I'm cutting you off, Chopin. I saw you in chat, so let's do it. Okay, I'm going to get some water in. I don't care if it's on camera. You can see me have a bit of water. So, Chopin, hit me up in Discord, my friend. He's probably not watching, not reading the in-game chat, even though one of the places he asked. Probably reading chat. Oh, wait, here we go. We had a friend request. I think we've got him. We've got our friend. Do this. Pawn, give him a call. Underway.
Yo, hello.
Hello. How are you, Chopin?
Pretty good.
Congratulations on the win. That's almost probably puts you into the playoffs at the end of the week. Even 3 more weeks to go. I don't think you guys are going to be toppled from number 1. You're looking ridiculously strong. So congratulations.
I mean, right now, like, I think the only thing we should be concerned about is Paranoia, HH, and Gang V2, because they registered really late into the thing, but
Hmm.
I don't know. They've just been versing like not the top teams yet, but if they do beat the other top teams, because right now they've beaten Paranoia.
Yeah. I also noticed that they took you guys down 13-6 a couple weeks ago. So I'm not too sure how well that match went or how well he's felt in that, but they've already got a score up on you guys. But even if they do start catching you up, looking at the leaderboards at the moment, the top eight, well, the eighth place is about 4-5 wins behind you guys, unless you take 3 losses in a row. But it's going
Yeah.
to be interesting to see what's coming up next. But anyway, enough of that. On to this game. Congratulations on the win for you and your team. Yous made it look easy. Did you do any preparation against Cars the Movie? Maybe have seen anything they've done previously?
We didn't really do any VOD review. We mainly just wanted to try and play either Icebox or Breeze and just kind of like outgun them
Hmm.
because on Bind they beat Hector Khabibs and there wasn't a VOD for that one, but we just kind of said, all right, let's just do some struts on Icebox and Breeze, and we just got like some default struts going up. And most of our players are pretty default. Just get bombed down, get some kills, play lineups, don't play over aggro. It's just pretty default stuff.
Yeah, kind of showed that a lot of the mechanical skills really came out in that match. Especially when things started getting a little bit scrappy, you guys constantly. It looked like you had some good set plays, but once it came down to it, you guys just outgunned your opponent's Cars the Movie. And you made a good mention of Cars the Movie taking Hector Khabibs. I mentioned that at the start that they were able to take them down, and you guys were unable to. And I think that's a really good insight, being able to kind of tell us in the chat that it's like, hey, we'll go for these other maps that we believe we can take them. And I have to thank you. I love Icebox and Breeze. I love out of the standard maps. So I'm absolutely looking forward to the next map coming out, which got announced today. There's not much details to it. But yeah, so I guess the second question I have to ask is, when you start to get ahead, do you ever really start to feel like you need to let off the gas, or do you just continue to play at the top tempo and not ever give you a chance for the opponents to come back into it?
I mean, at like 6 rounds in a row, we were just we weren't like trying to do as much strats. We are just mainly just doing the default, not like I don't know. We weren't trying as hard, but we still tried. And during those rounds, Lynx did a bit of a whoopsie and ran away from the bomb, and they got that. That was a round I believe we should have won.
Hmm.
So like just during that period, we were a little bit like off for a bit,
Okay.
but we did get the momentum back up. And yeah.
Well, once again, congratulations. I have to cut the interview here because I got another match coming up very shortly. But thank you
Yep.
for joining us and thank you for requesting the interview. I generally always forget about interviews until someone hits me up somewhere that I'm like, oh, wait, we can do that. So thank you,
All right, all
Chopin.
right,
Congratulations to Rambunctious Bears, and they will be continuing to take the top dog position on the LPL amateur ladder.
all right.
So
Thank you,
have a good one.
thank you for streaming. Have a good night.
So, thank you all. Once again, like I mentioned, we have a match coming up very shortly. I'm going to get about 2 minute break. Hopefully, I can go pee. But anyway, stay tuned. We got some more Valorant action coming up shortly.